welcome to the How to Be Dashing Indoors series. You are about to experience the Quarantine Queen's Beauty Session. I am Sharon Davis, a member of Monument of Faith Church here in Durham, North Carolina. I want to start off with the scripture. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. And this is so true. This series is so wonderful. This wellness and health series is so wonderful because we are learning to take care of ourselves in this quarantine. I know, like many of you, I'm sure you've gotten comfortable with just relaxing, sleeping late, not having to worry about your hair, your face, and all that good stuff. But we do have those moments where we need to feel good. As my mother and grandmother used to always say, to feel good, look good. Look good makes you feel good. I understand it does. It does. So there are days where I've just kind of like, I need a little perk me up, make myself a little bit better. And just to polish up my look really did something for me emotionally and spiritually. So I didn't necessarily have to alter myself, but just kind of wake myself up, be just pleasantly polished. So it just really helped with my psyche and all that good stuff. So in this series, I am going to show you a day look, how to do a 5 to 10 minute face, because I know, like you, we've had to jump on those Zoom meetings, especially those of us that having to work remotely or work at home and just kind of needing to look a little fresh when we get in front of that camera. Or again, if you're going to run an errand, you can still look cute with your mask on. Also, I'm going to show you how to take that to an office look, which is going to be more discussing, like kind of accenting, accentuating your natural features, how to make them stand out or play up those features that you like. I'm also going to throw in some tidbits about, an evening look, a girl's night out type of look, or maybe something that you would like to do with your look, tips to look great for your spouse, okay? So I hope you stay tuned. I hope you have a lot of great takeaways from this, and I look forward to seeing you shortly. Okay, so what is a day look? A day look is just very basic. Again, a 5 minute to 10 minute face. So I know many of you, our beauty supply stores have been closed. We don't have access to a lot of stuff. So I'm sure you have products in your home that you've been using, or maybe you don't know how to use, or you just like, what is that for? So I'm going to show you what I do with my routine of products and just how quick and easy it is. Okay, so before you do anything, of course, you need to wash and cleanse your skin. Makeup makes a difference and play a different role. It's going to do different things for you if you take care of your skin. Now, I'm not going to go into the skincare routine with you because we have a great session. It's going to be led by one of our other members, Swazette Downing, who is an esthetician, is going to talk to you about skincare. But as I said before, make sure your skin is moisturized before you get started. Now, my skin has been moisturized. I wash, I moisturize, and now my skin is pretty prepped and ready to go for my application. Now, when we talk about complexion, you'll hear me say complexion or the term foundation. I'm saying the same thing. It means the same thing. And our complexion or foundation comes in many formulas. A lot of us may have liquids. Some of you may have a foundation stick. Those are quite popular. Many of us may have kind of a cream form. We also have what are called CC creams. And you all, I'm not going to get too focused on brands right now. I just want you to kind of discuss those products and those types, so you can kind of have a better understanding of what it is that you have and how to use it. You have loose powders. And then, of course, we have pressed powder foundations. And I have a lot, as you can see. Okay, so now how are we going to put this on? Normally, I don't do a primer. I know some of you probably heard about a primer. When I'm doing a 5-10 minute face, I don't necessarily use a primer, but when I'm doing an office or even an evening look, I tend to wear a primer. What a primer is a product, and this is, gosh, there's so many brands out there. This is by Benefit. But anyway, a primer really preps the skin. I tend to shine a lot, but the primer will take the shine off the face. And I'm just go ahead and put that on. I'm just using my fingers, you all. Get that on there. And I have combination skin, so I tend to be oilier in the T-zone area. And I put this on, okay? What primers do, it extends the wear of your foundation. It also helps smooth the surface of your skin. Now primers have a lot of skincare benefits to it, so there are plenty of options out there. So it's just really, really great options. Also, too, for those clients who are very concerned about complexion, I mean, just foundation touching their skin, that primer creates a nice barrier for you as well. So that's what it is. That's what it is, and that's what it's all about. So it does extend the wear of your foundation where you don't have to have a lot of touch ups and all that good stuff. But again, foundations have evolved, they do a whole lot of things now. Now, my friends, when we talk about foundation, I wish I had a simple answer for you. What's the best fit? It's like shopping for clothes, okay? It's like shopping for clothes. You have to try and find your fit. So take advantage of those beauty advisors that are out there, whether you go to Sephora, Ulta, The Counter. They know the product, so they should be able to match you and help you find your foundation or complexion fit. Now, someone like me, I am a beauty guide for Limelight by Alcone, and I also use a lot of makeup designery products. So I've had clients who've come to me and I kind of help them find their complexion through those types of products. So it's out there, you guys. Now we're of an age now. We have so many options. So we're not limited like we used to be. So it's so many options. So take advantage of that. But anyway, okay, if you guys see my face, I deal with what is called hypopigmentation. So I'm very light in the center of my face, but I'm darker around the perimeter. I love to use cream and liquid base because it actually just blends into my skin a lot better. So I'm just going to show you what I do. I mean, this is my 5 to 10 minute face, and it seems long because I'm talking. I am literally, you can use your best tool here, your fingers, and I am patting this stuff on. Okay, I'm going to do one side with my fingers so you can see that. And I go up here. Some of you can just rub it, because this is a really smooth base here. Okay, I get that on. Now, mind you, I'm doing a 5 to 10 minute face, so I'm not really looking for all my blemishes to be covered, but I just want it to be polished. All right. Now, some of you may want to use a sponge. You can use a sponge to get the product on. And I'm kind of pressing and rolling. Some of your compacts come with those little round sponges. They are great. Use them. I was like, and if they have a compartment at the bottom, you want to keep those in there. Don't sit your sponge on top of your product, because it just builds bacteria. You want to avoid that. Okay. So I got that on. Again, you can just use your fingers. Awesome. And so forth. Now, again, it's 5 minute face. My product does cover up my under eye circles. Again, I just want to look a little polished, so I'm not really concerned about that. Remember that. Got that on, okay? Now, I set my complexion with powder. Again, some of y'all may have a cream to powder product. You don't have to do that. You might have a liquid that sets to a matte powder finish. You don't need to do that. So I'm going to take a powder. And again, I use two because this one goes in the center. Okay, now I do use a brush for this. If I can get it out. This is kind of my fluff blush brush, powder brush. There's so many types of brushes. So I'm just going to go in here. And I go in a downward motion, you all, because what happens, we have hair on our face. Now, you see it more on a lighter, like more of our Caucasian brethren here. They tend to have more hair, like we call a little fuzz. But either way, it grows down. Okay, so I've set that. I like that. Now, what I like to do next, I'm still using this brush. And again, like I was saying, this one comes with a sponge. I got some lipstick or something on it. So I can use that. And this is a warmer complexion because I'm darker here. So this is where I'm just kind of patting that on. You can just pat that on. And I go to the perimeter of my face because I'm really darker around the mouth. It warms that up and it cancels out a lot of things. Or I can take that brush again and I am just blending and warming my face up. So you're probably asking, well, Sharon, how do you know where to place it? So what I like to do is called the 3 and E. Okay. It's almost like you're starting here because you go around your forehead, your temple, come around your cheek, and then your jawline. Looks like a 3 or an E. So it's very easy just to warm the face. Okay, there we go. I got my complexion on. Again, this is 5 minute face. Talking more than mine will be 10 minutes because I have to do my brows. I'm part of the no brow tribe. So if you ever have or find these pencils that maybe you've gotten from Beauty World or wherever, they have these little spoolies on it, these are great. Now, I probably won't go into much details about the brows because part of this series, you're going to get a session on brows, sculpted brows, and lashes by another church member, Miss Sharanda Stevenson. She's going to spend a lot of time with that. I kind of know my brows, so I just know how to get it on. Now, if you have brows, all you have to do is groom them, fill them in with a powder, and go. I am just going to try and get mine shaped here as best as I can. With me looking into a video, it's a little different than when I have my mirror. But that's it. Yes, yes, yes. So I just kind of shape it in. And I'm using actually an eyebrow pencil to do this, to shape my brows. And then I take an angle brush and I go in, I kind of just smooth it out. Okay. And actually I'm going to need my mirror to really get this the way I need it. So I'm going to just cheat a little bit, you guys. I got to look down. I got to be a little closer in there to get my shape the way I need it. Because my brows are different. So I fill those in. Again, those of you that have brows, you don't have to worry about this. And there we go. So I tend to use, like I said, a powder. I use a pencil and a powder at the same time to really shape them and clean them up. I take my angle brush and fill it in. It just really, really, really wakes my eyes up. And I did them a little darker just so it can translate a little bit in this video. And then, of course, what I like to do is brush them up just to lift them up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Let me tighten them up a little bit. There's so many brow options. I mean, now you got powders. You have brow gels, which are really awesome. Okay, so I got my brows on. This will do. This will work. All right, Sharon is coming alive here. Absolutely. All right. And what I did with this sponge, I just clean up any stray marks there. So I have my brows. And again, like I said, you're going to get a tutorial how to fill your brows in and how to measure and all that stuff. There is a science to it. All right, are you guys with me? So like I said, what we just did, okay, I put a primer on, even though I don't normally do that for a 5 to 10 minute face. We put our complexion on. I've actually put my foundation on. Then I set it with the powder. There we go. Okay, so I was doing a Zoom yesterday. I only had really 3 minutes. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to do something. So I have a palette. This is a palette of a lot of neutral colors. I got a few little shimmers here. So what I normally do is I just kind of stick with, this is a warm brown with a kind of warm undertone. So I'm going to put that on my eyelid just to wake it up, okay? So I just rub my brush on top, get that on top of my eye. And you're probably wondering, Sharon, you didn't use an eye primer. Again, not for a 5 or 10 minute face. You're just trying to get something on. My friends who don't have brushes, who's to say you can't use a cotton swab to get this on? Because you can. That's awesome. Or the fateful fingers. The fateful fingers. Look at that. And actually, your fingers are going to get a softer application. You can see the difference. So you see the difference of a brush and using your fingers. And I'm only using two colors. So I'm using this as my eyelid, or you hear it say base color. Okay. Get that on there. Now, what I will do, I am going to take, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's almost like a apricot or peachy color. Or you get anything like this. And I am going to go up under my eyebrow. Because I want my eyebrows to pop. Okay. Again, Sharon, I don't have those brushes. You take that awesome cotton swab. Look at that. Put that right up under there. And I'm going right up under my brow because I just want to make a, just have it to pop, okay? So I have that on there, and then I have what is called a fluff brush, okay? This little brush is very, very, very fluffy, and I just go in and I blend. It's like I do a windshield wiper effect, or you can do a circular motion because you want things to look like they are soft and a gradation. Okay. That's what you want to do. All right. So I have my eyeshadow on. This is good. I can work with that. So now what I like to do is warm my face up with a blush. Okay. You don't have a blush brush. You take a cotton ball. And some of you all, I'm sure, have the little kits where you have the little brush inside of there. You can use that. So I just stay in. A lot of you might want to do the, see where your cheeks are. And if you notice, I start from the back. I like to start from the back because it deposits more of the product there. So it's softer here. I never start from the apples of my cheek and go back unless just the look I want. I kind of avoid the little Raggedy Ann doll look. I know my younger generation are like, who and what is that? Now little dolls have their little fluffy cheeks. Or if you have a brush, all you have to do, you can just roll forward and it's light, okay? It's a light wash of color. And there it is, okay? So got my cheeks on. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move to my lips. This is a neutral color. This is Mudslide, I love it. And this is mine. So I'm working straight from here, the tube. Not even lining my lips. Okay, and I like to put a little gloss. I am going to wipe this on the back of my hand. So I'm using a little one. Put your gloss on top. There you go. Okay. Now, I do want my eyes to wake up a little bit, so I'm going to take a mascara. Okay. I could line the eyes, but again, 5-minute face. I don't have time for all of that. 5-10 minutes. I'm just going to put on some mascara. And if you notice, I go at the top and then I will go under. Top and will go under like that. Now, I tend to be a mascara junkie. And you can even see how it's waking my eyes up quite a bit. I will pack on some mascara. Again, there's so many brands. Mascara is always what I call the grand finale. I mean, look at it. It wakes the eye up. So, of course, I do the other eye. So I roll it on the top. And then I go up under. Now, do you have to do the top? Absolutely not. This is just something I do to keep my lashes separated evenly. And you all, this is how I wake my face up. That's what I do. I just wake it up. That quick. Very easy. Stick with the neutral palette. That's my routine. That was my routine yesterday. And everybody was like, you look so fresh. I was like, thank you. Okay, so that's the 5-10 minute face. For those of you who don't have the eyebrow issue like me, that's definitely gonna be less than 5. It would be, less than 10. Okay, so all right, so that's our day look. You are Zoom ready, fresh, and all that good stuff. And I am looking forward to seeing you all in the next session to talk to you about an office look. We're going to play with a different color, okay? All right, see you soon. Welcome back. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. So I hope you enjoyed that last session about a quick 5 to 10 minute face. So now I'm going to go into more of what I call an office look. So it's going to be a little bit more coverage, showing you some technique. We'll talk about a little bit of contouring and lifting so you can better understand that and really playing up the eyes a little bit more. Okay, so I did leave quite a bit of the product. Again, it's very soft and subtle. From the last session. So again, you all, makeup, when you look good, you feel good. And again, this is definitely strategies to help you all feel better about yourself, and really appreciate your natural features and your beauty. I'm also going to cover some things that you probably have questions about in reference to when is it appropriate to highlight and concealer. So right now, I already have that first layer of complexion on right now. And so the question may be asked, what about concealer? Do I need it? So there isn't really a rule of thumb that becomes that question of, do I put my concealer on first or do I put it on afterwards? What is a concealer? Concealer is a product that is a little bit more pigmented than your traditional foundation. And it's going to cover dark circles, scars, and marks. Oftentimes, that your foundation does not cover. Now, the reason I prefer to do my concealer second is because sometimes I want to see what my foundation will do. Now, there are some people who are creature of habit. When they found that concealer that works for them, they put it on first. That is fine because either way, both of those products will blend together. There are so many formulas now that are so much more advanced. So the foundations are doing a lot to kind of take the place of concealers. But the concealers have their place. And again, they are there to really help camouflage those area concerns that our foundation does not do. Okay. So right now, I'm working with another liquid. This is a liquid foundation that tends to have a fuller coverage. So the product that I had before was like a light to medium because again, I just wanted a polished look. Here I am going to, and again, I know you're more like, what is this? What is this? So this is my Bare Minerals liquid foundation is buildable, and it came with this cool little brush. So again, we have, this brush was designed for that, and it buffs it in. Some of you all have beauty blenders. I know, I have worn this out. I don't use beauty blenders as much anymore. They are still great because they can get in so many crevices, areas of the face and skin, the curves of the face and the skin. I just don't use them as much as I used to with clients, and it was definitely a sanitation thing, but they're great for your own personal use. We'll do another video about that. But anyway, here I go. I'm putting on this product. As you can see, it is definitely full of coverage. It's actually a little lighter because it's going to give me the highlight that I'm looking for. So what I'm looking at in my face here is I really want to focus on what I want to bring forward. Lighting and highlight and shade, okay? So in these areas, the ideal face, okay? I mean, even that little dark spike side's gone. The ideal face is oval, okay? That's the goal you want to create when you're trying to think about where you're going to place your shading. So in this area, I know I want to add some light, and I'm actually going to go over my eyelids anyway as well. And I have this product in. Okay, you can take your brush and fluff it in. If you have that awesome sponge, you can blend that in. Again, blend, blend, blend is your friend, friend, friend. And I have so much product in this brush, so I'm going to actually put some down here on my jawline. And so the goal is I do want it to complement my décolleté. All right, so that's the trick when you kind of look at complexion. You're like, is this really it? It looks very light. You have to think about undertones. Undertones are the key to everything. So you can see that this complexion kind of making me look a little mamish right now, but it's actually really covering those concerns. Now, as I've gotten older, and also to lack of not drinking enough water, I can get those little demarcation lines. So what I'm going to do, I am going to add a little concealer, just a little bit. And my friends who watch a lot of the YouTube videos, they have definitely come up with creative ways of how to use concealer. And so this concealer is a little lighter. It kind of has a red orange undertone because that will cancel out dark circles up under your eyes. Okay. Now, again, I'm being strategic. So I'm not going to put it all down here, but I want to be very strategic about where I see the shadows, which are there. And I do the same thing here. Because sometimes if you put too much concealer, all it's going to do is just really highlight again where the shadows are or the area of concern. And I'm going to actually come up here a little bit. So that really helps me out. Again, you can take your ring finger and pat it. When you get up in the corner, press up a little bit. That's going to help. And that highlight it just brings a lot of light to the corner, brings your eye away from my areas of concern. And you want to push it upward to up under in my case, up under my eyelid here, my bottom lid. Because I just have a protrusion in my eye. So it has pushed most of that back, okay? I just use my fingers. Now, if you have a fluff brush, these are called flush brush or flush pencil brushes. They have different names for them. You can actually take the tip and blend it in. Now, you all, what I'm going to tell you when you're using brushes as well, how you handle them, I teach my kids with pencils, gripping it is not going to, it's going to cause you to dig into your face, your eyes. It is really a very light, gentle point, and you're working the tip of the brush. Not necessarily the side of the brush, but the tip is doing all the work. So it's like I always call it like a tickle, 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 tickle. And it gently moves the product. So it's soft. If you kind of it's almost like you're wiping it off. You really want to, and that comes with practice. Okay? So I have my concealer on. I'm good. Okay? So I'm a powder person, okay? I love powder. Another thing people may ask me when you're doing your complexion, when you're doing your makeup, Sharon, do you do your eyes first? Again, that's a preference. Artists have moved into, or just everyday consumers have moved into doing their eyes first. The reason for that is to prevent fallout on the makeup, on your foundation, which makes sense. Or the way they sculpt the eyebrows now using concealer is just easy to blend it out, after you put your foundation on. So here I am. I'm coming back with my powder, and I'm just using mine to set it. Another product you can use, again, I love a loose powder. Loose powder. This is a loose powder. If you have that, how does that work? And you're just going to roll it in those areas. Again, I tend to have a lot of shine in here, so I just kind of roll it there because by the time I'm done, this is going to be amazing. Set real pretty. So again, I didn't do an all over set just yet because I'm still working on my face here, okay? All right. So what you can do, because I have my complexion on, most people have the option of or choose to use a darker foundation to contour. I'm going to use a powder, okay? Because again, it's still an office look. It based on what your position is or where you're going, that's going to determine, are you doing this for a photo shoot? Are you going to be in front of the camera a lot? So that'll help determine how much or how intense the contour needs to be. So I'm going with a deeper powder, all right? This is my tried and true Studio Fix from MAC. And I'm using a brush that has a nice little point to it. And you all, I am looking at the top of my ear, and I just kind of create this imaginary line from the corner of my mouth, top of the ear, to be my guideline, of where that contour should go. My contour should not fall up under. Now, what happens, a lot of people, in my case, I kind of have a shadow there. So I really don't have to do a whole lot of contouring. I don't need to, because I can just put a little light powder and have a shadow there. But for the sake of just showing how to do it, I'm going to take that powder and I like to round into my hairline. And it's gentle. Okay? Same thing. I like to come by my hairline. And I'm on this part. I'm not really up under it. Because I don't want to make my face so sunken in. I just want to add some dimension. So you're always, contouring, all artists at some point they're doing that. So of course too, I'm right here. Remember I told you about my forehead. So I warm up. Because I put I'm just dark on the forehead. But it brings back that balance. Okay. And I always, again, I'm coming right up behind my ear to my jawline. Look at that. I get behind my ear. It's 3 and E, but this time just being a little bit more strategic about your placement because it's a darker color, okay? So again, it's softer. So you can see that. And I'm balancing my face. Now, the question is, Sharon, do I need to contour my nose? Now, again, I already have, if you can see, and the lighting is everything, I have a shadow there. And I'll work it a little bit when I work on my eyes. But my nose is a little wide. So when you look at it, I'm not necessarily going to put really a strong contour here. I might put a little bit of shadow there to make it balanced out. And it's just hitting that bridge of the nose, bringing it in just a little bit. And I tickle the tip because I do have a little round, little bulbous nose there. Okay, you'll see how it connects when I do my eyeshadow. All right, so this is where we are, you guys. This is kind of the placement of going into an office look. All right, so I'm still looking a little blank because I haven't got our eyes on and all that stuff, but that is okay. So again, these are easy tips and tricks to kind of help you take the leap to do that. All right, so now we're going to move on to the eyes. Okay, and I didn't use an eye primer. I wiped a lot of the product off, but I'm okay to put a primer on top. So this is an eyeshadow primer. They come in all types of forms. They come in tubes. Actually, you can use a cream eyeshadow as your primer because they're water-based. So now, what does the eye primer do? What that does, it is going to extend the wear of your eyeshadow, okay? Some people put that on in the process of prepping their skin, and some do it up under their brows. I don't do that. So that's going to, particularly those clients who eyeshadow crease within hours or they have super oily lids, the primer helps keep that product in place. It does intensify the color. It does all of that. So again, I just use my fingers to pat it on. Okay. Can you use a brush? Absolutely. Here's the primer right here. If you want to use a brush, you just, again, put it on. And just go up. Again, you guys, you want to use the tip. Everything, the tip of the brush is the key to everything. You don't want to smash it on. Okay. So I do both eyes. Some particular primers, it's best to do one eye at a time because it sets so quickly. But this particular brand that I have, it gives you a little wiggle room. Okay. All right. So because I'm going to end off probably with a different lip color. I'm trying to think what color I'm going to go with. So I have my little Juvia palette. It's really pretty. All that good stuff. Let me see if I have another color. I have my Lorac palette that I like, which is awesome. I love that jade. That's real pretty. But I think I want to focus on teaching you guys the glamour eyes, so we're going to keep it nice and fun. Okay, so again, I am going to grab a brush. So this is an eyeshadow brush. It's a flat brush. If you notice, it's flat. Okay, and it's great for picking up. And it's kind of a sable, not a sable, but it is a natural hair brush. Now there's so many synthetic brushes out there that act like natural hair, so it is awesome. You wanna go that route, okay? because I know some people are very conscious about products that they use, okay? So I'm going to start off with now this is a nectar. So I'm going to start off with the matte texture nectar color here. And we're going to build some shimmer into this eventually. All right. So I tap it onto my paper towel. No, let me show you guys something I forgot to tell you. We always wonder why artists do this or people do this. I'm going to take some loose powder and I'm going to place it up under my eye like this. This is going to catch fallout. That's what this is for, especially if you're doing a smoky eye. This is great. This is what they call baking. The millennials and the younger group might know this is back, but what it was designed for really. And if any of you watch any of those entertainment shows or performance shows, they put this product on to catch fallout. All right, and it's called baking. And what's going to happen? We whisk it away. It gives you a beautiful highlight. All right, so here we go. So I'm on my eyelid here. I press because I pretty much have an almond eye. You can see my lids. So I'm going to start off with this color. This is nectar. It's like almost a peachy pink color. Coral, actually. Let me take that back. More coral. That's still in the peach family, isn't it? Yes. I should know this because I teach art. So I have that on there. All right. Placement. I place and blend. You kind of find your flow as you go. Some people like to do their crease first. So I do my eyelid and then I can see my crease. This is this space here. Everybody's varies, okay? Because everybody has a different crease. Some people have a lot of space from here to their brow, all that good stuff. All right. So what I'll then do, this brush is awesome because that tip allows you to get in there. Okay. That's really awesome. So I am going to take more of a deeper brown color for that. Anything between here, let me get in front of here or here is really good. Well, let's start here. All right, so I'm going to start from the outer corner and I'm going to work my way in. And again, you all, I use this color. I want to start off kind of warm and then I can deepen it, all right? So this is just kind of a very terracotta base color. Thought the color had a name in it, but it's that Juvia. My niece bought me this awesome Juvia palette. So I said, let me just play with it. I like it. Same thing here. So I put a crease color to accent that, and then I just wing it into the outer corner a little bit. Okay. So I have my crease. Again, be strategic. Now, it may look like I'm pressing in, like the side is doing the work. You all, again, look at that. The tip is doing the work. The tip of that brush is doing the work. That is going to be key. The tip of the brush. The tip of the brush is doing so. I'm not doing this. I mean, just the tip of the brush is pushing it in. And it blends it seamlessly, okay? All right, so now I want to deepen my outer corner to give me a little bit more oomph to it, more definition. So I'm going to go with this deep chocolate color. And it's not necessarily black. You can do that with black, but I like to start with a brown because it's a little more friendly. So I'm on the outer corner. And what I'm doing, I'm just really tickling this. I keep saying tickling. I actually just really focus in on the outer corner at this point. And I am going here and pushing it in gently. Okay, so you see the definition there. Here I am again. Gently. And I like to just kind of pull it down into the outer corner. Because you want to be careful, you all, that when you're doing your eyeshadow, the outer corner and the end of your brow is a good guideline. If that product comes down like I passed here, what happens is it pulls your eyes down. So you want to be careful about that. Just kind of look at it like, okay, I need that it's a diagonal outer corner and the tips of your brow. That lets you know how far your eyeshadow need to come out. Now, if you're doing a fashion shoot and it's aiming for that Grace Jones feel, which we all love, then go for it. Okay. So I hadn't even loaded my brush up anymore. I'm just literally just pulling it in because I want to blend, blend, blend. Okay. All right. So I have that here, and what you see me doing, you guys, when I have my brush and I need to clean it out, I have a towel. That is okay. We are good. So I was just telling you all what I was saying, what I like to do. I either have a towel or a paper towel. So anytime I'm picking up product or I need to clean a brush, I just dust it off to the paper towel. So you don't have to wet your brush, clean it off. It's just removing that product, okay? So therefore, my brush is clean. So again, I'm just taking that same brush, I'm just blending it. Because the thing is, you don't want to have your shadows appear like a paint by number. You really want it blended nicely, okay? All right, so let's move back up to under the eyebrow. So again, you can kind of see what I had from the previous application. So I want that to pop a little bit more. It is your preference. If you have shimmer, shimmer is going to reflect a lot of light. So that's cool. A lot of people love it for evening out. I tend to like matte colors. They do pack a powerful punch and they absorb light. So it really does blend seamlessly. Consider I'm going to put a little shimmer on my eyelid. So I'm just now going with kind of a buff. And here it looks very white, but it's almost like a vanilla color. Very pretty. Back in the 80s, we went for that white ice, and that was it. But, kind of go with the neutral. It'll look very pretty. So, again, you all, I pat it right up under my brow. Don't worry about it kind of overlapping the crease color because, again, blend, blend, blend is our friend, friend, friend. So, again, I'm just going, and if you want, because I know you're probably going to ask, why don't you bring it all the way over? That is a preference, okay? That is a preference. The way my eyes shape, I have a very flat eye. I put the dimension in, so I don't want to push my brow bone that far forward, I'll say. But I just really want the arch of my brows to really be defined to make the statement. Okay, so I have the placement there. I like it. If you want more, you can. If you're using a concealer, a lot of clients love to use concealers, of course, with sculpting. I like the powder can do the work. The powder can do the work. So I already got the product on our face and on our eyes, okay? So here I am again. Remember, we're blending. Be strategic about where you're blending. Remember, like I said, not flat. You want the tip of the brush to do the work. Pull back on your handle so you're not smashing the brush into your eye. You're literally, it's a gentle movement. I always call it the windshield wiper, or if you want to make little circle of motions, it just moves the product seamlessly over your eye area. Look at that. Just that simple. Okay, and if you've probably seen a few little specks fall, that's why I love having that powder there. And as it's sitting, we're going to see some magic after then, okay? Awesome. All right. Okay, there we go. So I like what is going on here. This is the office look, very appropriate for work and still looking good if you want to hang out. So this is where the fun part comes in. This is where you guys can get your glitter and your sparkle and all that stuff because this is the basis. This is kind of the step you start everything with. So like I said, with this palette, there's quite a few shimmer colors here. I think I'm going to go with this pretty little apricot color. And again, a lot of shimmers have a lot of loose particles. So just remember when you load your brush, do both sides. Okay. And don't be afraid to load. What I've learned, I've seen when I do one-on-one lessons, a lot of you all are scared to load your brushes. Get the product on there. And it's okay to tap it onto a paper towel just to kind of get rid of any loose particles. Now, I like for the way my eyes shape, a lot of the attention is going to go in the middle. So I like to place my shimmer in the middle of my eyelid to add that pop. And I like to press. Press so you see me patting because you can deposit the product so much better. If you wipe or just aggressively just go back and forth, you'll lose it. But you can place it better too, where you want it to go. Okay? So I have that there. Again, do not worry about it like overlapping. It looks weird. We can blend, blend, blend a little later. So remember how I showed you how to use the Q-tip? I have this kind of snow, like frosty color. I'm going to do that little technique where I want it little shimmer to pop in the center. I can do that because I want to. What is our new little, our vegan chef? She said, because that's my business. I love when she says that. Real fun. Okay, so again, back with my favorite brush. Blend it. All right. There we go. Okay. Now my eyes are still looking a little, because we got to get our liner on and our mascara. So one thing I always encourage you all to do too, you want to make sure your eyes are balanced. Now you have all this beautiful application at the top. What about the bottom? So what I normally do, whatever your crease color is, that's the color you're going to use for the bottom of your lash line. All right. So I pick up, most of you are using a eyeliner, but I take a little eyeshadow too. We're going to line both the top and bottom with the eyeliner, but I like to take a little bit of powder, okay? And I am going to use my mirror a little bit to make sure I get it. I am going to just rim, call that rimming. I'm going to rim the bottom of my lash line with that color. It just balances out your eye look, okay? And honestly, a lot of people are like, how do you know how far to go down? It's based on how long your bottom lashes are. Because I have some clients who have extremely long bottom lashes. Kind of where that shadow hits, you can bring it down. Okay, that's about as far as you go, if that makes sense. But if you're not sure, just gently rim. I call this rimming. Just rim the bottom. And there you go. So you have more of a balanced eye. Okay, awesome. So now this is where our defining of our eyes take place. I use a liquid liner. Some of you may prefer a pencil, which tends to be easier. If you have a shaky hand, I suggest a eyeliner pencil. But I've been doing this for a while, so I'm pretty comfortable with a liquid eyeliner. Some of you all like cream, or you can use a powder. Matter of fact, I'll demo the powder because that tends to be a little easier. I'll do one eye with the liner and one with the powder, okay? All right, here we go. All right, so we got our liner. And what I like to do, I'm going to get a little closer, you can see there. I like to start in the corner. And I like to meet right in the center of my eye and stop. Okay, when you get good, you can just go and whip it. Now, then what I like to do, I'm going to start in the outer corner. And I start up. And then I bring that liner back in to meet the center again. You see this little piece here? You want to color it in. It's like I made like a very subtle, wing liner. Extreme wing liners have, we call the cat eye, has come back in style. The more dramatic, the better. That's kind of, I tend to like it a little more subtle. And anytime you're like, oh, it's very strong, you can take your cotton swab and you can soften up that liner. Okay, so I got my eyes lined. Look at that. And you can see how now this eye looks a little bit more defined and open than this eye, correct? So let me show you how you can use a powder. That tends to be easy. So what I like to do is you take your angle brush. You want to wet it. Oh, you guys, it's just really awesome to play with this and learn techniques. And you wet the powder. You find a little corner in your palette and you wet it. And it really it makes it easy to come off too. So you can use that actually to, see if you guys can see that. Just make a very soft, defined line near your upper lash line. Okay? And what I found, there's a lot of women who do not line the top of their eyes. They'll do the bottom, but they don't line the top. And you see the difference. This is softer. So for my clients, for those of you that like a softer look, very soft. Not as defined, but a very soft, polished look on your eye. Really awesome. Now, just my preference, I don't really line the bottom of my eye. I do have a bigger set of eyes, and usually if you do have large set eyes, they do encourage, as a rule of thumb, you can kind of close in the eye a little bit by lining the bottom. You can do that. You can do that with a pencil or using your liner, whatever your preference is. Okay. All right. So right now I am liking my eyes. I like the way everything is looking. So what I'm going to do now, it is time to remove this powder because I'm done with the eyes. All the fallout is gone. So I just take a powder brush, fluff brush. If you have cotton balls, you take that off as well. You're just going to dust this away. Dust away. So it's removing any fallout that I may have had on my face. And it's created a very pretty highlight. Just that simple. So that's what that is all about. Again, you can take the Q-tip and it'll take it right on off. And then when I have the extra powder, you know, like if you gotten shiny around the mouth, I go back, I just just there. So there you go. That's what the baking is for, okay? For those of us that tend to like to do our complexion first and all that good stuff. Putting that powder on that helps with fallout. After a while, you get so seasoned, you won't even do it anymore because you know how to deposit your brushes. So now, I love cheek color. Cheek color wakes the face up. It balances it out. So there's plenty of options. I have this awesome trio kit. You got your bronzer, you got a shimmer blush, and look at this. I know you're like, what? This is intense, but it's very pretty. So don't let it scare you. All right, so again, I just want to show you how you can take this color, like we talked about contouring a little bit. Again, I am just going to just really and this is considered a bronzer actually. I am going to warm up, and remember what I said, use this portion of your top ear and the corner of your mouth to be your guideline. Look at that. And it's just defining my cheeks. And you notice again, I blend it up in my hairline because I want it to be smooth, okay? To get that oval look. Okay, so now I want to add a little color. And I'm one of those, I like to work light, okay? So I'm going to pick up, we're going to go for it. Don't be afraid. Some of you have a lot of red colors. If you have beautiful colors like this is one of MAC's Slater. Look, this is an old color, but I love it. All right. So I like to start from the back and I tap it on. This is pigmented, but look, it's very subtle. So a lot of those, if you light-handed, I'm just starting from the back, going forward. And now I'm just gently rubbing it in to warm my face up. Okay, picking up some more product. I just tap it a little bit. See how pigmented that is? But again, tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. And again, with that paper towel, you can dust the excess off. And then you're just going to gently blend it. I'm just tapping it in. Tapping it in. Look at that. Yeah, so now look alive. Waking it up. I know many of us have probably been taught by our grandparents, the great grandparents, not to wear that rouge. But I love it. It just adds warmth. And if you're not ready for blush, I'm telling you, bronzers are really great. Bronzers are a really great start to get you comfortable, as I call them, waking your face up. So again, we can't forget, we're going back to our eyes because we have got to wake up my lashes. All right. So like I said, in the next session, you're going to be taught how to put on false lashes. But today we're just working with our mascara. So again, I'm just coming back in and I am pushing my lashes up. This is a buildable mascara. This is a voluminous mascara. So there's so many brands out here. Oh my gosh, like I told you, I have a bag full of mascaras. I am kind of addicted to them because they just, I'll use 2 to 3. And I just love building them up. So now, it just, like it says, the grand finale. Look at that. My eyes have just opened. Now, those of you that want to, I'm going to challenge you. Another trick that helps, take that mascara. You all have bottom lashes. Some of you all have, you probably don't, I don't have, yes you do. So if you look up and you're just going to gently take the tip of that brush and catch those bottom lashes, they are there, particularly the outer corners, they are there. And it really just opens your eyes up. And it also kind of creates that bottom liner. Maybe you were like, I don't know if I want that much eyeliner down there. But here you go. It is a great way to open up your eyes. Mascara is everything. If you don't have time to do anything else, you put some mascara on, it is just something amazing. So again, office look, all this is still absolutely gorgeous. And what happens when we're going into evening look, you'll just intensify the crease, maybe work with a bold color, and you can still stick with a very neutral lip color for this. But then this look works so very well for one of my favorite lip colors. I am when spring comes, I am all about kind of like a purple fuchsia. It's just so pretty. So don't be afraid to just put it on. Now you can line, but this particular lipstick, I mean, it is just precise. It's creamy, and I'm fortunate enough to have a nice shaped lip line, so I don't have to worry about shaping them as much. I do have a friend who does not have a lip line, so I have to use lip liners to balance her lips out. So this is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Mm, 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 mm. Look good, you feel good. I feel good, you guys. I feel good. So, and then of course there's another, so liquid lipstick. These are really awesome because they give you the tip to just really define your lips. Absolutely. Oh my goodness, you guys. And that's kind of, this is it. Office look, have fun. This is a great look for girls lunching out, evening out. You kind of know the basics now of where to place it. You want to place everything with a purpose. So to finish it off, I take that loose powder, if you have a setting powder, or I know some of y'all are wondering, what about the setting spray? You can use a setting spray. And again, I just kind of press, like again, I'm combination, so I tend to get oily in the T-zone. So I'm going to press that powder there. And then of course too, another great product that most women are using, or just anybody who's wearing makeup, is a setting spray. Setting sprays are wonderful, okay? I'm about out of this one, so we won't go into that, but I wanted you to know that. So, all right, you guys. So we've talked about a day look. We got our office to girls evening outlook. So I hope you enjoyed. And again, makeup artistry is something wonderful to me. It is a ministry. And this is what I do daily. This is what I enjoy doing, of teaching women how to love themselves, love their features, love what they can do, have fun, and feel good. As we say, not only want to take care of our inner bodies, our inner emotions, but also take some time to pamper yourself and feel good about yourself. So feel free to reach out to me. I am here for you. And of course, I definitely want you to check out my website, www.s.davis.com. We'll have that information for you if you have any further questions. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for our other sessions coming up. We're going to teach you how to put those lashes on and really sculpt those brows. And we're also going to share some more cool lip color techniques for you. All right, see you soon.